American Pacific Islander Nurses Association of Nevada presents Healthy Mondays with AAPINA of Nevada. Start the week healthy and right with interesting conversations on living a healthy lifestyle. And now, your Healthy Mondays host, Dr. Mary Faye Axon Armstrong.
Aloha! Good evening.
Aloha.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat na imbag na rabi, maayong gabi. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig sa aming programa at patuloy na pagtangkilik sa aming programa Healthy Monday, one of the first radio shows here at PHLV Radio. I'm yours truly, Dr. Mary Faye Axon Armstrong, founding president of the Asian American Pacific Islander Nurse Association of Nevada and professor in nursing at Roseman University of Health Sciences College of Nursing. Happy Easter to everyone. Well, some of us are back on campus with the slight changes in COVID-19 pandemic restrictions. Please get vaccinated when the COVID-19 vaccination becomes available to you. Continue to wear your face mask, face shields, and follow physical distancing and gathering protocols to protect yourself and your loved ones. Well, April 2021 is Stress Awareness Month. The month of April stresses, and the theme stresses awareness, regaining connectivity, certainty, and control. So according to the Mental Health Foundation, 74% of UK adults have felt so stressed at some point over the last year, and they felt overwhelmed or unable to cope. Stress is a significant factor in mental health problems, including anxiety, depression, and we are all experiencing anxiety and may feel overwhelmed at the moment due to the pandemic, which has undeniably changed the way that we live and work, as well as how we relate to family, friends, and colleagues. Stress and anxiety are linked to physical health concerns like heart disease, problems with our immune system, insomnia, and digestive problems. And we need to see our self-care as the critical element that will support and sustain our mental health and physical well-being. And in these challenging times, so then we can continue to navigate. When we are feeling stressed or anxious, it can help to, one, take time to look after yourself, relax when you need to, and learn to say no to requests that are too much for you. Two, talk about stress and its effects. Talk about the topic openly and freely with friends, family, and colleagues. And the third one is share coping mechanisms. And it might benefit someone you care about and might help you to take the focus off of your own challenges. And these are positive actions to help regain connectivity, certainty, and control. In addition, connect and reach out with others, spend time outdoors, give to others, learn something new today, keep physically active, practice mindfulness, and at times need counseling, as in talking therapy. So what could be missing with our list of suggestions? Tonight, we have special guests, a family who love essential oils. So I would like to welcome the Flowers family from California. Welcome to Healthy Mondays, Leah and Fred Flowers.
Hi.
Hello. Thank
Aloha.
Yeah, so Fred and Leah are good friends of mine from California, but Leah is a childhood friend from Binoana, Rizal, Philippines.
Yes.
And she had moved to California and now family with Fred. And they are involved with essential oils. So I asked Leah and Fred to share with us other ways that we can manage our stress. So I'm going to have Leah tell a story how she became involved with essential oils.
Right. It was like 10 years ago. And, you know, being that I grew up in the Philippines with you, we know each other since elementary and high school. And you know, too, that, you know, our old folks, like my grandmother, that's what she used for us, the plants and the oils. Like if I I will get infection from mosquito bites. Then my grandmother will just, you know, put some oregano plants or leaves on top of my sore, and then it will get healed. So I've been really exposed at a very young age. And so when I came here in the United States in the 80s, you know, started my family. We have two beautiful girls, and now they're all adults. And, you know, the natural thing back then, it's not really available. So I've used, you know, the regular ones over the counter and everything. And then later on, my friend from Hawaii, she's the one who shared with me about essential oils. And the first time that I saw it, I was like, this reminded me of my grandmother. So right then and there, I got a kit for my family, and I just use it for own personal use. And it's amazing, you know, the effectiveness of it is really fast. And we've been loving it since then. It's been almost 10 years now.
See, we take for granted of what our parents and grandparents tell us about the remedy that they know all along. And I know in the Chinese history, the Chinese people have been using these herbs and all the other essential oils, and now it's coming back. And I remember taking the complementary alternative therapy or medicine, and it's coming back. So I myself use essential oils with doTERRA. You know,
Yes.
so, I have a selection of it. I wish I could just grab it from there and show it. But I know I asked you to share with our listeners out there, to share with them like at least 3 essential oils that you can share with them to help with stress management.
Stress management.
Yeah.
That's a very good topic right now, because with me doing health and wellness for 9 years now, it's been really amazing how a lot of people will come to my classes and they're so stressed, and really it's affecting their emotional health and their mental health, you know, sometimes lack of sleep because they're suffering from insomnia. And it's very, very hard, because I myself suffered from insomnia when I was in my 30s because of hormonal imbalance. I just had a baby, and it was so hard, a lot of stress of taking good care of the little one. And then I remember nights wherein it was so hard for me to go to sleep and even to sleep. And so it really affected my emotional health. But I really thank God for essential oils, you know, oils that are really pure from the plant, like doTERRA. Ooh, can we say that? Anyway, I love it because, you know, when it comes to anxiety and depression, you know, we can be self-critical. We can suffer from sleeplessness. We can be angry. And then our families are like, what is wrong with you? You know? And then sometimes we become hopeless. So, you know, with mood issues like anxiety and depression, it can lead into a more, a problem, especially with our health. I would recommend my favorite ones, like when it comes to, if you want to be more self-accepting, you know, we have the blend of elevation. Basil is great. And we have this blend of breathe and past tense. And when it comes to anger, you know, in order for us to be peaceful, to live peaceably with everybody, we have thyme. We can use geranium, ylang-ylang, you know, and whispered for me is my favorite, and it's becoming my perfume because it smells so good and it's so natural. And when it comes to feelings, like we suppress it, like if we have these negative issues and we don't know how to vocalize it, to communicate our feelings and our problems, then we suppress it, then it can cause some problems too. So the good oils are cassia, black pepper. Then the result, you can be authentic, you know, and it's amazing the results that we get from using the natural essential oils. But the most favorite ones really are like bergamot, which is one of my favorite too because it smells so good. It's good for emotional balance. Frankincense is the gold oil or the Jesus oil, and that's our favorite. I use frankincense almost every day, and it's very good for depression and anxiety. It's even good for skin conditions and sciatic pain, and a lot of that's why it's called the gold oil, because there's a saying that if you are in doubt, use frankincense. And of course, a lot of people love lavender. Lavender, it will aid in your lack of sleep, and of course, emotional balance.
Yeah, I like lavender because it's purple.
Yeah, your favorite color.
Yeah. I remembered the first time that you were our guest on the show, you talked about the frankincense and how it is related to, because we just celebrated Easter, right? So for our Healthy Mondays, tell us the story about frankincense and how it is related to Jesus.
Yes. Everybody know the story when our Lord Jesus was born. Fred can share the nativity.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, when our Lord was born, we know that there were some wise men that came. We always say traditionally 3, but there was probably many more, because there was a big entourage that came there. But the 3 main gifts that they brought was frankincense, myrrh, and gold. And the frankincense was a very valuable commodity at that time. And it was expensive, just like it is today. It's still an expensive product. It came from the gum of a tree. And that was used in making of the incense for the priest. And so, and the frankincense bringing to Jesus was to kind of, was symbolic too of his priesthood, that he's our high priest who's always interceding for us to the Father for us, And so, but also the frankincense is also very kind of symbolic of healing too, because we know that Jesus Christ is also the great physician, and so and he can heal miraculously. But if not, we have some wonderful medicines, and one of those medicines is frankincense. Frankincense is really very instrumental in helping our bodies to heal. And so it's a wonderful oil for a lot of skin conditions and stuff like that. We had a friend that had cancer, and she was using frankincense. And that's what convinced me on doTERRA oils, is when she recovered just by using like the Vitality Pack and frankincense. And so it's
supplements.
Supplements, yeah. And so those were just very wonderful doTERRA products, and they really did their job, in a wonderful way. But yeah, frankincense oil is a very good oil for healing of our bodies. And if you got like a major cut or almost like, of course, that's going to be a big stress factor in your life. So if you can get a good physical healing, it helps with your mental and condition also.
We love our doctors and our nurses. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah, they do miracles.
God, God provides our doctors and nurses to help us, get well. But at home, it just really saved me a lot of money and the trip to the clinic. If it's something that frankincense can heal. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I guess, instead of, as I listened to both of you.
Oh, sorry.
You lost. It's okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Lost your, I think I lost your video.
Yeah, she's trying to find it.
Oh, okay. So, I was, as you are talking about what frankincense can do, it's like, okay, they should call it as precious oils instead of essential oils, right?
Exactly.
Especially it's connected to our Lord Jesus Christ. It's a precious gift, one of the precious gifts during his while he was born. So tell us more about other oils, essential
Right.
oils that our listeners out there could use to help with their stress, for their stress management?
Right. I have a long list there. It's really good to know about, natural essential oils, because there's a lot that's really we can use. Like we talked about frankincense, of course. It's great for anxiety and depression, and nervousness. Before I do a talk and I start to feel nervous, then I just smell it and put it under my nose. I rub it here and on my temples, and it really helped me to calm down. And also, I was doing some reading, and grapefruit oil, not the grapefruit fruit, not the juice, okay, but the oil is great for depression too. And because it's a citrus fruit, and we know that all citrus fruit like wild orange, tangerine, and of course grapefruit, it's very good to give a very positive attitude, and we become very uplifted. Peppermint is great for lifting us too. It really makes us alert, especially if we're so stressed and drained, and it's so hard, when you're so stressed from work or the traffic or the heat, but you just inhale some peppermint, put it in your diffuser, and it really will lift you up. And yeah, and also, of course, I mentioned earlier bergamot. Bergamot is very good with our emotions, and that's my favorite oil. To some
I'm getting
people,
excited, Leia, because all the oils that you mentioned, the wild orange, the peppermint, the lavender. I have lemon also. I have frankincense, and I think I had, what else do I have? The other ones that I would have not. I have oregano. I think there's another one that I always get. Peppermint is my favorite. I've been ordering it a lot.
yeah.
And then you can put it also in your drink. That's what I heard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you tried peppermint with your coffee? It's really
No,
good.
I haven't. So I should do that.
Yeah, don't put a lot, just a tiny bit, And also the good thing about the essential oils, you can use it for cooking. The other day, I cooked fish and I don't have ginger, and I just put 2 or 3 drops of ginger, and ginger essential oils, not the main ginger, and it tastes so good.
So it's the replacement. So I guess what I wanted to ask you, what other stories you have for us that would spark the attention of our listeners out there about essential oils and how it helped you personally or your loved ones, and how it helped with stress management.
Right. Do you have a favorite oil, man?
When it comes to like stress and stuff like that, I think one of the best ones to use is like lavender or serenity. For me, like put lavender like around underneath your nose or on your temples or on your pillow when you're sleeping at night, because that relaxes you. And when it comes to stress, I think it's very important for us to get a good night's sleep. And I think we're all kids at heart. We need to take a nap every once in a while, and it helps us to get things back in perspective. But having a good night's sleep, I think, is a very key thing to helping you to cope with stress, and the lavender helps, to kind of soothe you and relax you. That's one of my favorite ones. And the other thing is to keep in mind that nothing lasts forever, whether it's good or bad, everything comes to pass, but the main thing is God is in control, but we can take little steps here to help, with our bodies and stuff like that. And like I said, the lavender is very good. Like before you go to bed, and just put some on your pillow, on your cheeks or temples like that, so where you can smell it. And it's relaxing.
That's really the reason why I love essential oils, is because who created the plants? It's the Lord. So some people will be kind of like, questioning me sometimes, because they don't know much about essential oils. And then I would say, well, who created it? It's not me. The Lord created plants for us. There's benefits to it. It's for us to be healthy, to be strong. It serves as our food, and it helps us when it comes to illnesses. I have really great stories, and I'm just sharing this because it's because it happened, and they're close friends of mine. I have I have a friend that called me. This just happened like last year, and she said that her sister just got diagnosed with fourth stage cancer. I know everybody's like, what? Fourth stage, me too, I was just like, no, and she's like so worried about her sister. And then I said, well, is she open to essential oils? And then she gave me a call and she said, yes, I'm open to essential oils. And so Fred and I drove to the valley, like 1.5 hours, far from where we live. And whatever I have here at home, I happen to have frankincense and the blend DDR and the supplements, Lifelong Vitality Pack, and then I have lemon, great for detox, simple, just lemon, $10. Lemon oil, okay? We're talking about essential oils. And so I gave her, what, we've been using for many years, like 5 drops of this, 3 drops of that with water, rub it, and then take it internally too. And when I saw her side of her cheek and neck is this big. It's really very, what do you call that? Swollen, and there's growth there. It really affected her lymph nodes already, and it's fourth stage. And I go like, Lord, I don't know if she's a Christian. So that's one thing too that I love about my job is I get to pray for people. So I offered, can I pray for you? And she said, sure, and we prayed. And then I just gave her the protocols, that we learned from our experience in the past. I'm not a doctor, so you don't have to believe in my words because I'm not a doctor, but all I can share is my experience and the result. So she will have chemo like in 10 days. And I said, just take this every day, morning and evening, internally and topically. Okay? Just make sure that you do it every day. Promise? And then she said, sure, I will. And so anyway, I was praying for her. Guess what? She went to the doctor on the 10th day for her appointment. They did a lot of screening again to prepare her for chemo. The fourth stage became second stage in 10 days. And I have a lot of stories like that. And even friends that are nurses, nutritionists, dietitian, they're in the medical field and they chose to use essential oils. And it's been very, very effective. You know that essential oils, it will, if you even inhale it, it goes to your brain in 22 seconds. And why is that? Because essential oils are very, very tiny molecules. It has tiny molecules that it can penetrate the cell, and it can really take care of whatever inside the cell that's causing the disorder or the problem. And in seconds, it does its job. Because
the sciences now is very welcoming and accepting with just like I mentioned, complementary alternative therapy and medicine. And we also have now nurses who choose to focus their career in that complementary. We have holistic nurses, we call holistic nurses. We have healing touch nurses. When I'm not
Wow.
sure here in Nevada, but I know when I was still in Hawaii, the Queens Medical Center have nurses who are called holistic nurses or health wellness nurses. I know at UMC, at University Medical Center here in Las Vegas, we have nurses who are doing essential oils. And we also have nurses who are doing healing touch. So I think that the world of science is now realizing the power of the complementary alternative medicine. And the good thing about the complementary medicine is that the side effects are actually the positive side effects rather than negative side effects. And you mentioned that God created the plants and they're all natural. And I think that's the key word here with this alternative medicine and alternative therapy for people out there for the stress management, because you can take medications that have severe side effects that could harm you instead of helping you, right?
Right.
I think that
the great thing about essential oils are the properties. The properties, let me read it right now. It's natural, it's well crafted or grown organically. Hundreds of constituents, not all known yet, but hundreds of it are known. Never two batches the same and not patentable. It's God made. So, yeah, and the effects and consequences, as you mentioned, about side effects. And more people are really using natural essential oils because there's really not many side effects. It really is compatible to our body. And that's the amazing thing about it. It's antiviral, it improves intercellular communication. It corrects and restores proper cellular memory, the DNA. That's why my friends who had cancer, it's amazing how it really helped them to get well. They've already done chemo, radiation, and then the last thing, they tried the natural essential oils and, it really worked. So praise God for that.
And I think it's important, Leah, too, that they follow instructions, because I remember you were specifically telling her you have to do it every day. You cannot just choose like, okay, I'll try it today. Not today, tomorrow, anything.
Yeah. Or I forgot.
Consistent. Yeah. You have to be consistent.
Yeah. People that I have very few people and they kind of complain. I tried it never worked. Okay. So how many times have you used it? I tried it twice. And then what happened? Oh, I forgot. And I said, sometimes, like antibiotic, you have to take it 7 days or 10 days in order to be effective. It's the same with essential oils. With us, it's a lifestyle. I have essential oils in my bag and I'm ready. If I feel dizzy, I have my ginger, I have my lavender, especially when I'm flying, because I'm scared of flying. The only reason why I was able to fly as Fred, I refused to fly for maybe 20 years, but it's only essential oils that gave me the strength and made me feel really good emotionally. And I don't get that nervous anymore because I use it before I take off.
That relaxing power of the essential oils, since we're talking about stress management. And I think it's really nice for you to mention about the effects and the process of the essential oils in the cellular level, because it has chemicals in it. It has natural chemicals.
The thing with like what I said, I'm not a doctor, but according to the books that's written by the doctors, synthetic drugs are made of large molecules. That's why when it comes to virus, the synthetic drugs that's available in the market, it's not able to penetrate the cell because of the large molecules in it. But essential oils can penetrate the cells and can take good care of the problem.
They're permeable. Yeah, it crosses the
blood-brain barrier,
Yes, yes.
and the cellular level. Yeah.
I'm really glad that you agreed to be our guest tonight.
Thank you
Because
for asking us.
I was thinking like, okay, I know that I was reading about the Stress Awareness Month and that regaining connectivity, certainty, and control. And I think that what it boils down to is what's stressing us out is when we don't have any control with the situation.
Right.
And I think Fred pointed it out very well that having enough sleep is very important. And I think you mentioned it too. And the lavender is helping you, relax. And because we all need to rest. And that's why our body tells us this circadian rhythm where if we need to rest, our body will just make us go to sleep, whether we like it or not, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's
And then
important.
we're all stressed out, then we can't go to sleep. And I think that I truly believe in sharing our faith here with our listeners that I truly believe God created essential oils to be part of our stress management, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to share. I'm making natural soap right now because of the COVID thing. I'm not able to travel. And I used to travel a lot, you know that. But now I'm making natural soap and I put essential oils in it. And because of that, I'm able to communicate essential oils to people. And they will come back to me and they'd say, oh, I love this lavender soap because I'm able to relax and go to sleep. And then I'm able to share the oils itself and, share more information. So it's been...
That's how our listeners can get your soap.
Yes. Just go. I have my, I don't have my business name yet, but my Instagram is Flowers Ohana. And also you can contact me at flowersohana@gmail.com. And so
Ohana,
Instagram, Facebook,
Yes.
and Fred makes...
Oh, I do coffee.
He does the coffee.
Oh, really? Okay.
We'll send you some soap and coffee.
The Flowers Ohana and Instagram.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, I've been looking for essential oils and natural products because a lot of people at work. I think somebody came into one of our training in another institution where I used to work, and they introduced that too. Do you know who's Jean Watson, right?
Jean Watson.
She's a nurse theorist, and her theory is about caring science, and she believes in essential oils and natural. And she was our speaker for our faculty retreat back in Hawaii.
Oh,
really?
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, she had given us all essential oils too. So I think, that, as I mentioned, the world of science is now very welcoming and accepting of essential oils. So, wow, time flies when we're having fun. Our show is only 30 minutes, but thank you both for agreeing to be our guest tonight. And I always ask our guests to give us last words of wisdom to our listeners out there related to stress management.
I think, like I mentioned before, just remember that no matter what, God is in control in your situation. He hasn't forgotten you. You were created for a purpose, and God's got you in his hands, and all things come to pass. I think that's a good reminder, to keep in mind, and whether it's good or it's bad. And again, if you have opportunity to use the essential oils, I believe that God has created our bodies to where it heals itself. And so, but we could use things like essential oils to help expedite that healing in our lives, whether it's stress or some other ailment or anything like that. So,
let's be wise with our choices. We have that freedom to make the right choices. And if we learn more about natural medicines, and the plants around us, it's not just for cooking. Rosemary, basil, thyme, they can help us. Frankincense, of course, and lavender. There's so many plants that's available right now. But it's so important too that you use the one that's very pure, because, you know, we can put our money into something, and then if it has preservatives or it's diluted, you know, it's like, hey, you know, it's not worth my money. It's not that effective. So being that if we know the best essential oils in the market, and of course we use doTERRA, you use doTERRA. So far, you know, for me, it's the top of the line, and it's just a wonderful ride in this world, because God had provided something that our body is compatible with, and that we love, and it smells good, and it heals, you know, and it really brings more connection to your family and to others, you know, and bringing the love of Christ through essential oils.
Wow, wise words of wisdom. And it's very timely because we just celebrated Easter yesterday. And I also, if you see my t-shirt, I want to show my t-shirt. Everything is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's time.
All right.
Wow, yes. Everything works together for good.
Yes.
Amen.
Thank you again, Fred and Leah Flowers. I also wanted to thank PHLB Radio for your partnership to bring this important information to our listeners out there. So remember, our listeners, every Monday is a healthy Monday. Aloha.
Aloha. Malama pono. Mahui ho.
The Asian American Pacific Islander Nurses Association of Nevada has just brought you Healthy Mondays with AAPINA of Nevada.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.